Okay, shut up. And let's start. What the hell? Why are you laughing? Hi guys, welcome to the SOC pod. I'm your favorite host, Tans, and I'm joined by Shammi and Prach today. With three long distance besties doing life and trying to keep the friendship alive one podcast at a time. So, yeah, how's 2025 going on for you guys? It's been a month. How's your month been?
It's been a long month. It's
Chaotic.
it feels like it's been like 3 months already, even though it's just been like the first 31 days of the month.
Hmm.
Uh, but I think like I really got a very banging start of the year. It was just the banging start. The rest of it wasn't that great because I got to meet you guys. Uh, Loved the 12 or 10 hours that I got with Hans, also the 48 hours that I got with Prachi. Yeah, it was sad to see them leave because they left me behind in a way. But yeah, but other than that, it's just been long.
You left me in the UK
I
a
left you
year
in the
ago.
safe. I left you safe in the hands of Shami. Now, if Shami ditched you, I'm sorry. I can't help you. But yeah, I actually do agree. I felt Jan was super long as well. Like, I felt like 2024 passed by really quickly. And then Jan took a while. But I feel like the time we spent together was really short and really quick. Maybe it's because we did a bunch of stuff, or maybe it's because I was there only for like a couple of hours. But yeah, it was really nice. And yeah. I feel like I miss you guys more after meeting you guys, if that makes sense.
Seeing you guys was amazing, as always. And I think, like Dan said, like, I miss you more after seeing you because you get the reminder of just how it is. And, like we talk on the phone and we're like messaging all the time, but it's just not the same as being like next to each other and being
Yeah.
like, oh, I'm coming to pick you up kind of thing.
Yeah, I have a new background. I had to switch locations because apparently my Wi-Fi is acting up, and these guys could not hear all the mean things I was saying about them. So I had to make sure that I had the best Wi-Fi, so that they could hear everything. So yeah, I had to move locations, and I have a old mattress as my background to cover the wires behind it. But yeah, we
Literally,
can.
it stopped at Shami calling me demented, and then she decided to move location.
She lagged. We had demented, and then she lagged again. Like her Wi-Fi supported her meanness. It didn't support her before or after.
Anyway, we've had like a great start to 2025, or at least a mediocre start with some good moments, bad moments, and mix as
Yeah.
most people do. So, for people who don't know me, I'm actually, at least I used to be obsessed with astrology, horoscopes, stars, and everything around it. And I'm not that obsessed anymore. So just know that. Like, I'm cool right now.
But
Okay, okay.
but see, I think the old Tans, apparently she's not doing it anymore. I think the old Tans, if she had known my birthday and my star sign, like as soon as we met, I think she would have just not become friends with me. By the time she found out, it was too late.
I mean, I would always be friends with you, though. I'm doing a heart. Yeah, okay. Um,
I think I should leave. I think the both of you should do the podcast together, and
I
I
was
will
just
For
just
you.
saying.
like.
No, but I mean, that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. She would have definitely been friends with you, and she would have been like to you as well that we can't be friends with her. Like,
Yeah, because we have the best compatibility.
No, okay.
yeah, you
So
and Tans, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
no, we'll get into that. We'll get
Okay.
into
Sorry, sorry, we stole your thunder.
yeah. Stop giving spoilers. But like I was saying, I used to be very obsessed with it to the point where it was like, if I met somebody, like even a friend, I would like try to find out their star sign to see like, how good of
See,
friends we would be. This
see,
was years ago, okay? Just basic stuff. Now, was it always correct? No. Okay. But it was just a fun thing that I did. But yeah, but right now I've forgotten a lot about it, but I just think it'd be fun to like have a look and also hopefully give you guys some insight into your star sign probably. So yeah, do you guys want to mention what your star signs are? Maybe
Sure.
even mention your birth times just for my reference. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
What do you want to do with it?
I'm a
I'm
Scorpio, and I don't think I want to tell you my birth time because I feel like that's information that should not be public.
Forget about it being public. Hans should not know the birth time. You
Yeah.
would
Oh
never
my
know what
God, you're
you're gonna do
making
with
me sound
him.
like a creep.
She'll, yeah, she turned around, she's like, you're Manglik. I can't be friends with
I
you.
remember, do you guys remember this? Do you guys remember in the first time we looked at like compatibility amongst the three of us? We were like in the library and we were sitting. You guys don't remember? We were sitting in a meeting room.
That explains so much about the grade that I got.
What? Because you were wasting time.
Yeah,
Also, like if you're trying to remind me something, you can't be like when we were in the library. We were always in the library. That is when
That's true.
90% happened of our entire friendship.
But basically, we've had this conversation in the past and we've kind of forgotten about it because it was like 3 years ago. So, yeah. Do you guys want to mention your star signs? Prachi's a Scorpio and Shammi.
I am a Virgo.
That's what she believes. She's as actually a cusp. She has a lot of Leo traits, but we'll
Listen,
get to
Hans, do you know what she did on her birthday?
what?
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah.
no,
Look at her face.
no,
She
no,
remembers.
no,
She remembers.
no,
Okay. So
no.
so sweet. Okay, right? We're doing her birthday in London. Tans, you'd gone back at that time because you were a traitor.
Hmm.
Um, and like we got her a cake, and she was turning 25. So we're like, okay, right. What should we write on the cake? So we wrote too old for Leo.
Hmm.
As a joke because like Leonardo DiCaprio doesn't date over 25-year-olds. So
Yeah.
we wrote like too old for Leo. This we're on which bridge were we on? We were on one of the bridges in London, okay? Over a
Hmm.
beautiful scenery, the London eyes in the background, all lit up. This girl, we opened the cake and she goes, I'm not a Leo. Can you read? Is that what it said? She spent five
My
minutes being offended before we're like, read the cake. It's too old for
That is typical Shami.
yeah. And then she pulled out the Virgo tray and was like, can we record this again? And you guys open the cake again and I can like pretend to be happy. And I'm like, no, no, you will live with your mistakes.
because my mind immediately went to Thans, who keeps saying I'm a Leo, and I hate that because no, I'm born on the 24th, and that makes me a Virgo. It's
Now,
as simple.
let me just say this. I could be wrong. As far as I know, 24th is a cusp. I could be wrong. I'm not 100% sure. Like I said, I've lost a lot of, like, I haven't
I believe
thought
in
about
plans.
this in a while, but I think it's a cusp. And Leos are pretty cool. You're
What's
offending
a
all the
cusp?
Leos listening
Like,
to this podcast.
what's a cusp? Like, as in, like, it's a time when,
You
like,
have, it's like, yeah, I think it's around those dates. If your birthday falls on those dates, then basically they say like you're a mix of both.
okay.
So yeah, so you kind of have like both traits of both.
See, the thing is, the reason why I don't want to be a Leo is I have people in my life who are Leos, and I'm not really a fan of them. So like, I don't really want to be associated with them.
Mm,
To
So like,
any Leos who are listening, now we're
yeah,
ranting.
it's we are sorry. I
I'm
mean, do not cancel us for the things she says. We do not have the same opinions. I actually love Leo's. Okay, I'm just pulling her leg. Actually, my closest friends are all Virgos. Like two of my best friends are Virgos. I'm not talking about Shami. Shami's the third one. But yeah. Oh no, Prachi's sad now.
One of your other closest friends is a Scorpio.
Yeah.
Yes.
the
Huh?
truth
Yes.
eventually comes
Yeah,
out.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
The truth eventually comes out, Raj. The truth eventually comes out.
It's okay. Scorpios are used to being hated.
But you know what? I've actually noticed like somehow whenever I've been around a Virgo, they have a Scorpio best friend. somehow.
Gang.
Is there a way out? Is there a way out? Like, do these star
No.
signs mention
See,
that?
with Scorpios, if we become friends, we're ride or die.
Yeah, so I have it all planned out, like the way I'm gonna exit Prachi's life. Uh, yeah, I'm gonna be, yeah, I'm gonna be a proper Virgo there, like a very toxic, controlling, human being. And then Prachi is eventually just gonna be like, yeah, I don't need this energy in my life.
You literally just use the worst words possible to describe your own star sign. You were like, I'm gonna be a typical Virgo who's toxic, controlling.
Yeah, that's exactly what Virgos are, apparently, from what I read on the internet.
The last 10 minutes, you've offended all the Leos and
And
you've
your own Virgos
offended
as
all the
well.
Virgos.
I am representing Virgos here, so I have to do like the things that they
Virgos.
do.
Yeah. Well, we are straying off topic like we always do. We thought it'd be really nice to have a look at some misconceptions and some stereotypes about all of the star signs. So, yeah, listen to this and you can have a look at what misconceptions or stereotypes are there about your star signs or people who you know, right? And yeah, let us know in the comment section if they're true or not. Just so you guys know, we are quite tech savvy and we get with the times. So all of this information is created by ChatGPT. So so yeah, just know that we use AI and we're quite forward thinkers, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, so let's get into the first one. So the first one is Aries. So Aries is people born between March 21st and April 19th. Do we
Okay,
know anyone? I do know someone.
I know multiple.
My dad.
Okay.
See, now that
So
you've mentioned who it is, if you say
yeah,
it to me,
If you
I
say
have just said yes and
anything,
left it.
So Aries, they're very cute people. Uh, and they're great dads. They're great dads. Um,
he's not
okay,
listening to this, by the way. So,
but
But
your mom will.
auntie is,
Yeah.
pass it on.
mind you, these
So
guys can go to any extent to get like each other's parents' validation.
Yep, 100%.
I
100%.
I because of one of our friends, I could not make the best impression on Prachi's parents. Um, Backstory. Basically, we all met Prachi's parents in Ahmedabad, and I was like walking with one of our friends, and these guys were behind us. So I just like went, said hi, whatever. This friend went and like took Ashirwad, like blessings
Touch
from
their
her parents
feet.
and all. And I was just there, like, I'm a little awkward. So I was just standing on the side. And yeah, then I realized it made me look like a bad child. But but yeah, so now at least I want to try with Shami's parents. So hi auntie, hi uncle,
You're gonna
virtual
do like
Ashirwad.
online paddy pona like
Yeah.
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 Yeah,
Um,
I think they've already picked their favorite stance. Clearly, it's been revealed. Of the three of us,
it's
Prachi is
always
there
the middle child. It is always the middle child. They know exactly what to do.
the
If
conspiracy
that was the
theorists.
case, middle children would be the most loved, but we are in fact the most neglected. So
Okay, so should we move on?
yeah, Aries. My God, we need
Okay.
help.
So the misconception about Aries is that they are reckless, headstrong children who think they're invincible,
Did you just say that about my dad?
who are also very cute.
I'm just trying to think of the
Um,
Aries I know, and how
yeah,
many
so
of the traits
basically,
I
the
know.
stereotype is that Aries is kind of like, I don't need a plan, I'll just hope for the best.
I so there's one person that I know who's Aries. I don't think they're like that. Like
Hmm.
very, they want everything planned. They like having a schedule. They just don't wing it, and I've never seen them be like reckless in any way or form.
Hmm.
See, that's
Yeah.
So
I
interesting
think
because
even the
I think,
Aries, I think
sorry.
the Aries that I know is not reckless, but a bit laid back. But that could also be because like I'm comparing them to me. But like they're a bit more laid back, like they're a bit more chill, but I wouldn't say they're reckless at all. But they do have this attitude of like hoping for the best. Like I know whatever happens will be good, you know? But that's with that person can differ from person to person, you know?
I think so. In my case, I know two Aries, both of which are on very opposite like ends of that, but also one is much younger than the other one. So like I think the age makes a difference as well. But I think there's that thing with star signs, right? Like there's two types of each as well. Because
Yeah, yeah,
like my cousin, for example, like she's a Scorpio as well, but our natures are very different.
yeah.
Um, like it's like the baseline traits are similar, but the way in which they are expressed are very, very different.
What I believe in is like obviously the other planets where they are, that also matters quite a bit. Like which
Indian
which
Indian horoscopes and all of that
yeah,
take
yeah, yeah, for
that into
Indian horoscope.
consideration. Yeah.
what
Uh
planet are you sitting on, Hans?
I was just gonna say something really stupid. Never mind.
Were you gonna say
That's
Uranus?
not for the podcast.
Were you
I'll
gonna
say
say
that after.
Uranus?
Yeah, I was. Okay.
Sorry, I interrupted. Go.
But I have heard of this where it's like, yeah, like depending on your birth date, you can have some traits from other signs as well. Like because mine is Sagittarius and right before that is Scorpio. And my birthday falls in like the beginning
The Sagittarius month
of the Sagittarius
period.
thing. So I tend to have some Scorpio traits. Sorry, I got distracted because I was putting a heart for Prachi. But yeah.
I'm just gonna leave now. Like I don't see
Hold
need.
on. I'm gonna put a heart for Shammi. I don't know how to. Oh, found
I
it.
can't believe this. So I go through all this effort to put a heart for Prachi, and
She's
every time
crying about it.
she is like she's an only child. She wanted.
Listen, we've already discussed this. We can't be going
Okay.
back to that.
Yeah.
I'm done defending only child.
Okay,
You
shall we
too.
move on to the next one?
Yeah.
So that's the next one is Taurus. Oh, this one's a little mean. Do we know Tauruses? Anybody's
What are the
parents are Taurus?
months?
Then I will
Uh-huh.
skip this one.
What are the
Taurus,
months?
the month is April 20th to May 20th.
I
I
know.
don't know. I don't know
Oh
what Taurus.
no.
I don't know what
Okay.
Taurus.
So I'll just read the stereotype. Okay. So it is that Taurus only cares about food and naps. I've actually made this a lot nicer, but yeah. But the actual one is Tauruses are lazy, money-hungry hoarders who only care about food and naps. So just so you guys know, I've asked ChatGPT to be extra mean for the sake of this podcast. So which is why it has come up with these responses. But basically, Tauruses, they don't just order takeout, they order all the takeout and then they sit on the couch like a king or a queen.
Nah. The Tauruses I know are really sweet. They like share their food and
That's because they've got too much of it, apparently.
I think this meant more like they order a ton of food, not that they don't share, right?
Why is
agreed,
the
agreed.
entire star sign like just specifically narrowed down to this though? That's my
Yeah.
question. What kind of
Like
date?
you eat and you eat. That's all you do, brother. Like just you don't
In
exist.
general, that sounds like a pretty good life, not gonna lie. But
I'd like to be a Taurus.
I think everybody's secretly a Taurus, if this is true. Because I mean, I order takeout, I sit on my bed, I or couch, and I like eat it. Like I don't give a shit. But isn't
Yeah,
that what everybody does?
she just had dinner and she goes, I think I'm gonna order a shawarma just because
Listen,
yeah.
good life.
I was getting a discount. You forget to count. You use it.
Is that one of the Scorpio traits that
I'm a Sagittarius.
Oh, sorry.
She
Yeah, is
has
that
zero shame. Just yesterday, I taught her my star sign, and she comes back asking the same question. This is a Virgo trait.
Prachi's lost it there. Prachi's just lost it.
I guess.
Okay, let's move on. We've spent enough time on Tauruses.
Okay. Gemini is from May 21st to June 20th. And it says Geminis are the type to tell you that they're fine while already texting someone else their life story.
That's everybody. That's again
Yeah.
everybody. But also Geminis, we don't really care about you as them because we
So
don't know anything.
the reality is that Geminis aren't two-faced, they're four-faced, but in a charming social butterfly kind of way. They're like yeah. I actually think that's true. Like not the two-faced, four-faced thing, but like obviously that was a joke by ChatGPT. It tries to be funny sometimes. But I do think literally every Gemini I've ever met, they're social butterflies. They are so good at like making friends, carrying conversations. Yeah, like they can
You say
be
the same thing about me. You say the same thing about me.
Yeah, you are as well. And maybe Virgos too. And so is Prachi, to be honest. Maybe it's just everyone other than me.
Please,
Prachi is
please.
fab at making friends.
I am
Do know.
bad at making friends. I'm very good at keeping
Yeah.
friends, but I'm bad at making friends.
Are you
No, that's a bit.
joking? You have so many friends.
Yeah.
Through association. Like if I have to go up and like approach somebody myself, not happening.
You
No,
approached
like
us.
see, we would go to a party, like a house party, and Prachi would know half of them already. And Tans and
No.
I would sit there and be like,
Yes.
When did this
Literally,
happen?
there have been times where I mean it has happened with Shammi too, but we go out like the three of us or like a small group and then we see like random people and then Prachi just goes like, "Oh, hi." And she goes to them and
yeah.
like talks to them.
When
And then
has this happened?
this has
And
happened
she
in
she
London.
asks stuff about like, oh, so how's your like coursework going? There's this professor that. I'm just like, how do you even remember that person's professor?
When? When did this happen?
So
I
many
think this
times.
happened.
Out of the three of us, right? The only person who has approached a stranger, or who has like even the courage to speak to a stranger is Shami.
I mean, yeah, that's so sad.
100%. 100%. The
Yeah.
two of us
I
would
mean, okay,
never approach anybody.
I get it. I get it. Like Shami is really good with approaching strangers, but Prach is very good with just making
Just
and
having
creating
friends
friends.
around, man.
Yeah,
Just
like
knowing
if
a
there
lot
are
of people.
people there and like you're all hanging out, like she's just really nice. So like just naturally attracts people, you know?
Did ChatGPT
Think
also
would
say
ever
that?
said to me.
Okay, well, what about the next star
Move on.
sign?
Huh? The
What
next
about the
one? Yeah.
next star
The
sign?
next one is Cancer. That is June 21st to July 22nd.
I know mine.
So,
So,
okay, cancers are overly sensitive crybabies, is the misconception.
Sorry, I'm forwarding this like directly to them. This is hilarious. I have said this my whole life to this person, and now there is proof. The internet backs me.
Who is this person?
Sibling. Who else would I talk about like this? Sibling.
Oh,
okay, and what are they? What
and
else?
the reality is they're just emotional detectives constantly reading between the lines while holding back their tears.
They're not detectives. They have no sense. Actually, they
Now
do.
you know what?
Very sweet people.
The other. What is the sign we are talking about again?
Cancer.
Oh yeah, yeah. So the other cancer I know. I mean, the cancer I know is more like the second half that Francis said. Um, the more
That's the
like
reality.
emotionally intelligent,
Mm.
have like that composure.
Yeah.
My one's very sweet as well.
My dad's a Cancer, actually.
My one's very
Like,
sweet.
Like your dad is the best dad ever.
no, my dad's actually a cusp. So my dad's actually a cusp between Gemini and Cancer. So yeah, so
The
he
best of the Geminis, he's the best of the Cancers.
it's too late.
You see the
He
butter?
will remember. All right, next one is a Leo. We do know Leos. Um,
Yeah.
Miguel for Leo.
why is my avatar laughing? I'm not laughing. Okay, fine. Anyway. Uh, that is from July 23rd to August 22nd. Okay. And do you see? It's like right next to Shami's
It's
birthday.
not right next to it. Mine's the 24th.
Do not
It's
be
right
saying your
next.
birthday out loud.
She already said it.
It's fine. It's on my
Uh,
LinkedIn, bro. It's
So the
fine.
misconception is that Leos are obnoxious, self-centered drama queens who think they're royalty. This is
Misconception.
the misconception. Yeah. And the reality is Leos are royalty. They're just trying to elevate everyone else to their level. Oh.
The Leos that I know, they're only trying to elevate themselves.
Uh, so yeah. And the stereotype is Leo's favorite hobby is taking selfies, followed by reviewing them for 30 minutes and posting the best one with a caption like, just woke up like this. Huh. I do know a lot of Leos, and the impression that I've had is that they're very confident people who are quite secure in themselves. And I love hanging out with Leos. I have the best time
Yeah,
because
sure. Makes a lot of sense, Dan.
what does that mean? Because I
What do you mean?
because I love taking selfies and posting. Just woke up like this.
Yeah.
I think Leos and Virgos actually get along quite well, to be honest. I think so. Not wrong. If I'm not wrong, they do. Yeah.
Yeah, like the Leo friends that I have,
Yeah.
I have like
I
good
do
bond.
think they tend to be like the center of a group. And just like from I've had like three, four Leo friends, and they tend to be like the center of a group. Like that leadership quality is there, you know? But yeah,
Hmm. Can
let's
we
move
move
on.
on to the next sign?
Let's move on to Prachi. Move on to Shami's. That's Virgo, which is August 23rd to September 22nd. Do you see? You were just 2 days off. You are definitely a
Yeah, but
cusp.
that makes me a Virgo.
Yes, with a lot of Leo traits, but fine.
Yeah.
So, Virgo's misconception is that, do you want me to read it as it is?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes.
Virgos are uptight, control freaks who can't relax and will judge you for every little thing.
I agree with the first three parts, not the last part. I'm one very
Yeah,
non-judgmental person.
yeah. Shami is not judgmental,
Why
and
did ChatGPT just go for the throw? What the hell?
I don't even think she's like a control freak
Oh,
or
she's
who can't
not.
relax. Like, no.
I am when it comes to like the stuff that I'm creating.
Mm. I mean,
Like,
that's wanting your vision to come to
yeah, but
life.
like even if it has, say, sometimes even with the podcast, right? It's the three of us, and I'm just like pushing some things because
Mm.
I'm just like, you better do it. If not, so
I mean,
yeah.
but that's also what gets us to film and stuff. So
Yeah,
actually,
and
it's
it's like the way that that was said implies that you don't listen if somebody else
to
comes.
us. Yeah.
Yeah, like the two of us come back with, okay, maybe we should do it like this, or maybe we should try this. Like it's a discussion. Like the way that that came across was very much like you're like, no, my way or the highway. Like, but you don't. That's not how you are. Do you know what I'm saying?
It's like that when I'm cooking though. Like I can't cook with people. I have to just do it on my own. because I have a certain way, and even if you chop the vegetables right, I get annoyed by it.
Oh, she does. She
Was
does.
this a conversation we had when we were living together? I feel like I remember
Yeah,
something
that's why I
like that.
never like I. It was just me cooking, and you were sitting there. Obviously,
I
you
mean,
wouldn't cook.
yeah. It's not that I wouldn't. I just didn't. No, honestly, yeah, I couldn't be asked. Like, I would just eat toast for the rest of my life if I had to. But
This woman, one day had potato chips for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
I
That's
made the potato chips, by the way.
It doesn't matter.
I made them. I didn't buy them.
that's fine.
They're
Fine
potato.
with me.
Yeah, that's fine. Who's being judgmental now? So I'll read right after this conversation. I'll read Shami's stereotype. Okay. So the stereotype is that Virgos are saying basically a Virgo says, I'm not saying I'm perfect, but I am. But here's a list of things you could improve.
That is exactly how I am.
And the reality is that Virgos are actually right about everything and they'll make sure you know it. They're just too polite to say, I told you so until you ask them to. I actually feel like Shami would say, I told you so also.
She
Yeah,
would,
I would
she
say I
would be
told you so.
wrong. She would absolutely be wrong. I can count on my hands the number of times Shami's been right about something.
Oi.
Where is the lie?
I
Wait,
don't believe this because Shami has always cooked for me. She's always taken care of me. She's number one on my list.
When it comes to cooking, she's
That's
always
how
right. 100%.
she is my best friend because
She
she has
can.
fed me.
I feel like my downfall's coming soon.
Okay,
Okay,
next
move on to
one.
the yeah.
Libra, which is September 23rd to October 22nd.
Trying to think if I remember.
I do know a few Libras. Do you guys know any?
Yeah.
Okay. So, Libras are indecisive pushovers who can't choose between a latte and a cappuccino. That actually sounds like me. I'm not a I'm not a Libra though, but it does sound like me. And the stereotype is Libras will spend hours planning the perfect date night, then cancel because they can't decide on the restaurant. Basically, just indecisive. Yeah, I don't
But that
know
is
if
also you that it makes sense that it can be Thans as well.
yeah, yeah.
Like she would plan the thing out. Like say we're hanging out. She would plan everything out and just last minute be like, so I've decided to spend time on my bed all alone, and not have a single
I
soul
think
around me.
okay, next one. Scorpio. It's Prachi.
This is going to be me.
October 23rd. October 23rd to November 21st. Should I read it as it is?
Yeah. Go for the throat.
Okay. Scorpios are secretive, revenge obsessed stalkers with a hidden agenda.
Um,
And
um,
I don't
could
think,
be.
uh, but I don't think Prachi would take revenge. At least I don't see it. She, like, I do think she would talk about it, but I don't think she would actually do it. I
She'll talk
feel,
about doing it, but she'll not do it.
yeah,
Is that what
I
you
don't,
mean?
yeah. Because I feel like either you can't be bothered or you're too nice to do it.
It's a mix of both. I think she'll think about it for so long that eventually it's like, I can't be asked to do. But the reason why she's thinking about it for so long is her niceness because she just is like, I don't like,
Yeah,
she thinks about the consequences as well. So it's like,
yeah.
it's a mix of both.
I would like to interject at this point. Like, I don't
Mhm.
see the point in starting arguments with like random people, like for just no reason. Um, but like revenge obsessed is probably like I don't care about anybody enough to be like revenge obsessed. I think the thing with Scorpios is that one of the stereotypes that's definitely right is that we do tend to be quite intense and quite passionate. Uh, whether that comes to work or whether that comes to like relationships and stuff. And some people can jive with that, some people like don't jive with that. Both is like obviously completely fine, right? It depends on like the wavelength that you're on. And I don't think it's expected. Like I know that like I emotionally throw like a lot of myself behind like whether it's work or like friendships and stuff like that. It's not that you expect the same level of intensity, because I know that we can be quite intense about these kind of things. But I think there is a thing where it's like with like, do you know where that whole thing comes in about like them being like revengeful and stuff like that? I think that that's more of a twist on the fact that because they're giving a lot of intensity and like passion like to begin with, if they feel like, okay, I need to take a step back from this, because you have that reduction, and that reduction might actually bring you down to like a more healthy level of passion is, people immediately feel like, oh, they've gone like cold and indifferent towards me. Do you kind of get what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah. That makes sense. Yeah.
True, but the thing is, no, for me, I feel everything needs to be reciprocated. Like maybe not in that instance, but eventually the same level of passion, the same level of intensity needs to be there. And
Yeah,
you're right on your part to want to have that.
yeah. And I think most people are like mature enough to understand that like people might not show intensity or passion in the same way as you do. You'll see it in different actions compared to yours, and that's not a problem. Like people have a way of judging that and judging what's like, if they feel like whatever they're giving out is being reciprocated like equally. Not, it's not like relationships are like across a time period, right? If it's like, when it's your time of need, have they been just as ride or die for you as you have been for them when they needed you? And I think people can obviously judge that like themselves. But I think, yeah, I think Scorpios definitely do have a thing with like loyalty, for
Yeah.
sure.
They're
And I
known to be like super loyal and super ride or die, which is a wonderful quality to have in a friend,
but yeah,
which is why we're lucky to have you, Prachi.
No, yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
But the opposite of that is that like I will like express my emotions like very explicitly. So if I am like annoyed or angry, like I can't control my facial like subtitles. You guys can tell immediately. But I actually prefer that if one of us is angry or annoyed, and I just think this is in general with like friendships, I'd rather that whatever that issue is spoken out and said and dealt with at that time, because otherwise I think you dwell on it, and it just stays there, rather than the better thing of whatever the thing is, there's everyone's going to have issues, friendships, relationships, family. If you deal with them at the time that they're occurring, or maybe a little while later after everybody's like cooled down a little bit, but if you deal with them, then they don't fester. And I think that's where the problems start. And I think Scorpios, like, we're not, sometimes we can be not great at emotionally saying what we're feeling, but we do come around to it eventually. Like, I have told you guys stuff years after it's happened, but the reason for that at that time was I didn't want to put like stress on you guys. Um, yeah.
Yeah, that's one thing that I don't like about you, blatantly, is the fact that you think about other people so much that it's just like it stops you from doing things, even if it's just
Too
literally
much
talking to a
sometimes.
friend about. Yeah, yeah, but okay, just I'm just gonna just pointing out the contrasts in, like, say I'm supposedly representing Virgo today. Um, Virgos I think are very attention seeking, but for when it comes to like you're like, no, Shammi, Virgos are not. They're
Set
just
yourself up
perfectly
for that.
fine.
What do you want?
Um, but when it comes to, like, say if there's a fight or if there's anything that needs communicating, right? It just becomes so difficult in terms of like we first sit and internalize those feelings. And when I say, again, these are I have a few Virgo friends, and we collectively like that as well. So I'm assuming that's what Virgos are known for. Don't quote me on anything. Um, so we internalize it first, like a lot of it, and only then like say it out loud when it's almost the end of it, right? And because you have that pent up feelings like anger, whatever pent up emotions in you, it only comes out at the end, which is not healthy whatsoever. Like it's not a healthy thing to do, right? Because like you said, you might as well just get it done with then and there or sometime later instead of piling it up until there's this huge like mountain of things where you just don't know what to deal with, and then things just go down from there. So yeah,
I think
well, self-destructing like that.
I think honestly, yeah, with you, I've seen that like to actually be true. Because I know that I have, do you know when I know that there's like something that is going to be like an issue, or I know it's something that you might struggle with. Like for example, like you know when you were deciding whether to stay in the UK or move back to India, because I knew that that was an issue that you were dealing with. It was something that I would poke at every now and then to be like, hey, are you okay? Do you want to like talk about this? And you didn't speak about any of it until the very last day. Like until the very last day. You didn't speak about any of it. You're just like, yeah, I'm good. And I'm like, I don't want to poke at you more. Like you'll open up to me when you want to open up to me. But I just like kept trying to get checks. But the
Hmm.
problem, when it becomes a problem, is when you have issues going on that we're not aware of, or that people around you just aren't even aware of that this is an issue. So we don't know to ask you. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, but like I think
I
I'm like I'm an open book now, right? Like at least with you guys, I think you pretty much know everything what's happening.
I think you
Even
are one season ahead in life, and we get like last season's content once, like one season afterwards. I think you still do that to date.
but can I just say, Sagittarius, at least I give a heads up. At least Virgos give heads up, right? Sagittarius just drop bombs. Like, yo,
every podcast this comes up.
Yeah, because you need to repent your actions, young
I
lady.
mean, see, I if I knew earlier, I would have told you guys, which I did know like a couple of weeks earlier,
By the way,
but
is about Tans telling us, "Oh, guys, I'm leaving the country in
in
a
two
week."
uh
weeks.
no, but that's the thing. If I I knew about it a little bit earlier than when I told you guys, like I said in the previous podcast, but I just didn't because it didn't feel like the right time.
Yeah,
Yeah, you just
But
drop the
otherwise,
bomb.
I share almost everything, like 90% of stuff going on in my life. I do share it with you guys.
I think all of
I just,
everything that we're saying is coming from a point of, do you know, a lot of the deeper stuff in general, I think all three of us tend to internalize until we've digested it a bit and come to terms with it, which is a completely normal and healthy thing to do. That's
yeah,
completely fine. But I
yeah.
think the same way that like I feel when you guys tell me problems that you've been struggling for months, and you just as a friend you feel like, oh my god, how did I not notice that my friend was struggling with something, even though we're like
Mm,
speaking so often. I think it's more that feeling of,
yeah.
oh, did I
I,
should I have noticed sooner.
I feel like we all talk very easily about like the smaller issues that we're going through and the larger ones not as much. For me, the thing is like I know if I have enough time, I can just deal with it myself, which is not a healthy thing to do. But yeah, I just don't wanna. Maybe I'm just not good at confrontation, and I just don't want to get into that. And yeah,
No,
yeah,
I think recognizing this in friendships is so important, like regardless of what your horoscope says about you, right? It doesn't matter what
yeah,
star sign you belong to.
yeah.
Uh, just the fact that even though we're constantly in touch, there's still like occasions where the other person might not have an idea about what's happening in the other person's life. Must be the case with a lot of friendships as well. It's just sometimes being there for the person, even though you don't know what the other person's going through. just making them know that your presence is around them, virtually or
Yeah.
in person, right? It doesn't matter. It
Yeah.
just that helps so much. Like, I don't need to tell you about what shit I'm going through in my life. I just need you there next to me.
Yeah.
That is all it is. And for me, if you are doing that, you're up there. Like, there's nobody else beating you.
Agreed.
Yeah.
And that's what friendships are
I
meant to
know,
be.
like, for me, I know, like, 100% if there is something going on, I know I can talk to you guys about it, but I just tend to want to deal with it myself first.
Hmm.
Yeah. And
That's
I
Yeah,
just,
yes.
Yeah, and
yeah.
I think all three of us are kind of like that. Like I said it
Yeah.
joke to Shammi that she tells us in like news 1 season old and she's already moved on to the next season. But I think all three of us are like that. Like we try to deal with our issues like ourselves first.
Yeah.
And we've dealt with 90% of the issues and the emotions that have come with that issue. It's then that we go and like maybe speak to each other about it. But I think what Shami said is bang on correct, which is, just knowing that if I want to speak about this, I have people there who will not judge me for the mistakes that I've made, who will
Mm.
support me and who will be there for me. Just knowing
Mm.
that in itself is such a big thing. And
Yeah.
and like even like our conversations most of the time tend to be light-hearted, and I think that that's exactly what's needed because life is very, very serious a lot of the times, and you can't help that. But I think you need to laugh your way through life, and having friends that sort of are there and on like are also like ready for that. I think that it makes a huge difference.
Yeah.
Yeah, guys, reach out to your friends if you haven't spoken to them anytime soon. I'm sure if you're missing them, they are also missing you.
Yeah.
Okay, should we move on to the irrelevant uh
How,
star sign
one
now?
second. If you don't even know the dates, how do you even know which one's coming next?
And they are irrelevant at this point of time.
Honestly, do you know
See?
how I know we're on the same wavelength, Shami? Is because I was literally about to say that got way too wholesome for way too long. Like, let's go back to being mean, and you immediately said it. Immediately.
Yeah.
Well,
Like, guys, we're not giving off mean energy. That is what we're meant to be.
No, who's wholesome in this?
okay. So mine's the next one, in case you guys didn't know. Sagittarians, November
Irrelevant.
22nd to December 21st. And it says the misconception is
No, say
Sagittarius.
the stereotype. We all got hit in the jugular. I can see you skipping it. Say it.
Yeah, I'll get that. I'll get that. So the misconception is Sagittarians are commitment phobic people who will ghost you as soon as things get serious. Um, I don't know. You're right.
No, I don't see
Posted my
that.
messages. Don't even try it.
I mean,
I've heard people complain about the fact that Thans doesn't message them back.
Yeah.
who
Like, wow.
I'd be like, hi, how
who
are you?
is
Nothing.
making things up?
I
I'm
can
not. I have
actually
proof.
open WhatsApp and show our conversation.
I have proof.
Okay.
So
Well,
yeah. So what's the actual stuff?
okay. And the stereotype is Sagittarius is the person who starts a conversation with, "Hey, so I'm thinking of moving to Bali."
Hey, I'm thinking of going back home to Dubai.
That hit too close to home. That hit me here.
No,
Hmm.
it's not even hey, I'm thinking of like, hey, I am moving.
Yeah, 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 yeah. That was a rough conversation.
Well, I think okay, never mind. Whatever.
Explain your behavior, child.
Um,
Why are you like
I
this?
just
Why are you demented?
I I had to listen to my mom. My mom told me come back, and I was like, okay, now are you
Oh,
complaining
it
to
was the
mom?
best decision you ever made.
How dare you bring your poor mother into this?
All right.
It was so wholesome.
The next one is Capricorn. which is December 22nd to Jan 19th. Capricorns, the misconception is that they're cold, heartless workaholics who would sell their soul for a promotion. I do know a couple of Capricorns.
What are the dates again?
December 22nd to Jan 19th.
I think this is too extreme.
No.
Hmm?
I think workaholic, yes, but I think it's too extreme what's just been said. Like,
Yeah,
Yeah,
like my best friend.
that's why it's the misconception. So the reality is Capricorns might sell their soul for a promotion, but they'll work for it and they'll bring snacks. They won't forget the snacks.
yeah, the
Why does
Capricorn,
this remind me of Prachi? Not the workaholic part. I mean, she does
Would you
work
sell
hard.
her soul?
No,
the
but like,
snacks.
whenever we went to the library, she would bring so many snacks.
Yeah, true, true.
Like, so many.
Listen, if you are one thing you know, if you grow up in a joint family, is that people get hungry and you better tactically provide food and have food around because that will keep the vibe much higher. Also, I get very snacky. I'm one of those people. I'll be like, not hungry, not hungry, not hungry. And then suddenly my stomach is a pit and I'm like, food, I need food. So yeah,
Yeah.
spittables.
The next one is Aquarius, Jan 20th to Feb 18th. Okay.
Hmm.
So the misconception is that Aquarians are weird, eccentric loners who think they're too cool for school.
Don't know one, can't comment.
Yeah, I mean, I don't
Wait,
know. Oh, I do
what
know
are the
one.
dates again? I'm tripping. What are the dates again?
Jan 20th to Feb 18th.
Ah, no, I have knocked up.
Okay, and the stereotype is who needs a phone when I'm already telepathically connected to the entire universe? Yeah, I don't know anyone else.
Yeah,
I like
sorry,
it, but
Aquarius. Yeah.
okay, and the last one is Pisces. So that is Feb 19th to March 20th.
Yeah.
Okay. And the misconception is that they are spaced out, flaky dreamers who live in a fantasy world. Do we know any Pisces?
That is the exact opposite of this Pisces I know.
And the
Exact.
stereotype is that they can't be on time because they're too busy saving the world in their mind and probably thinking about their next nap.
That's not me.
What is up with naps and food and why are these even in our horoscopes?
Naps and food are the cornerstone of life. And food in that somebody else
The
feed me, I'm not
reality,
cooking.
the reality is that Pisces are just trying to escape your reality because their fantasy world is far more interesting. Also, they did remember your birthday, but they were just busy contemplating the meaning of life.
Honestly, that's
And
the opposite of the Pisces I know.
I do like these. Uh, so these are like spicy, sassy, and controversial misconceptions created by ChatGPT. Um, yeah, so let us know what you guys thought about this. Do you know anyone who actually fits these descriptions? Okay, guys, it's time to play a fun little game of who's most likely to amongst the three of us. So I'll read out a question and then you guys can write on your phone and then maybe you can show your phone if you
Can I
can.
just can I just say it out loud?
Okay, yeah, you can just say it out loud. That's fine too. We can take Shammi say it first and then Prachi can
Yeah,
go and then
I'll
go.
have it written down and then
Yeah,
cheat.
yeah,
yeah.
We're not cheating.
yeah. Yeah. And then we'll hear what ChatGPT has to say, because obviously AI is the ultimate opinion. Okay. Who is most likely to get a spontaneous tattoo?
Wait,
Virgo.
don't react straight away. React when she tells you to.
Yeah, I had the same answer. Mine was Virgo as well. But according to ChatGPT, it's Sagittarius, which I don't see it happening at all. But
Of the three of us, Thans is the only person who has no tattoos.
Yeah.
yeah, that's there.
Like I
Also,
got the
I
most
mean,
amount of tattoos.
I could have a secret tattoo that you guys don't know about. Like,
Yeah, that's cap. That no,
the thing
that's
is,
big cap.
Sagittarius is known to have like this image of being like this fun-loving, free traveler, like
Doesn't
you
sound like
know,
the ones
like
I know.
doesn't care, super carefree, that kind of vibe,
No,
All
which
you're
is
not.
lies.
You're
not
not fun
me.
at all. No, no, this is wrong.
Wow.
All lies. So somebody who
Okay.
sleeps on the bed, uh, doesn't make new
I
friends.
yeah. I'm just not your typical Sagittarius, so that's probably why.
Me, I'm not like the other
Other
Sagittarius. Like,
And that's why I love you as well.
okay. Who's most likely to give unsolicited advice to a stranger?
I know my answer.
let me know when to show.
Yeah, you guys can
I'm
show.
gonna, I'm gonna have to say Prachi.
I'm
Mine was,
self-aware enough.
would Prachi do that?
100.
Isn't that a Scorpio thing? Is she Scorpio?
And
Isn't
if
that a
the,
Scorpio thing to do?
the thing is, I wouldn't say
Uh,
unsolicited because I wouldn't know their problem unless they came and told me. And if
yeah,
somebody comes and tells me something, I'm like, I'm assuming that they've come and told me because they want to talk about it and they want some help. So I wouldn't say,
yeah, for that. Yeah, well, the answer is Virgo.
Nah, I don't like put my head into other people's businesses like that.
I
I
do.
want to know the gossip. I want to know the gossip. I will know everything.
but he doesn't want to be held accountable for giving
Yeah.
advice.
Okay. Who is most likely to be late for a party? We know the answer to this. We know. What?
No, you
We,
would, okay.
I
I
would not
I get
show
this
up.
answer
That's
because
a
you,
different thing.
yeah, I was literally about to say you just wouldn't show up. Most likely to be late, Shammi. Most likely
Shami,
that everybody else
100,
is late, Shammi.
Shami, 100%.
Oh no.
Today, we were supposed to start this podcast half an hour ago, and she was there the entire time, and she was still half an hour late.
And by the way, had the audacity to message me going, we're gonna start without you. I come on and Madam
That
is doing
wasn't
makeup.
That was me. That was me.
You were
Sorry.
doing your makeup?
Huh? Oh yeah. Oh no, I meant I wrote that.
Oh, sorry.
But
okay. Next
yeah,
question. Next
but
question.
let me just say, I told Shami like half an hour ago, please start getting dressed, and she
She
just did not.
won't. She won't. She won't.
I
I mean,
was
don't.
I was
Every single
helping
one of
her
our friends will
out.
agree with
I
this.
was helping her out with the material.
You helped me out for 10 minutes. What were you doing the rest of the time? You were yapping.
We, which also you die for.
That's true.
So I'm sorry.
That's true. That's true. Okay, the last one. Who's most likely to start a fight in a bar? We
I
know
know. I know.
this. Okay, go
Pretty
ahead.
obvious. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. And the answer is also Scorpio.
But
She
Uh,
would just jump on the table and shout at that person.
it
You,
wouldn't
yeah,
come out of nowhere. Like if you've noticed, if we've gone out, I'm always the one who's like, make sure the girls are okay, kind of thing. Which is why I'm the
yeah,
most likely to like start a fight because I'm yeah.
yeah.
You know what? Like you give me that feeling of like say girl a boyfriend would give a girlfriend or like that
Yeah,
protective um
I was gonna say that, like
walk on the
this side of
walk
the
on the
road.
other side of the road. Yeah, walk
Yeah,
on this side of
like
the
like
road.
those K-drama boyfriends who are like,
Yeah. Yeah.
I've been told I have a habit of counting my ducklings a lot. Like every 5 minutes, you'll see my head go up, and I'm just making sure everybody is still there. And then just carrying on the conversation that we're having. But it's just like every now and then, like, everybody okay? And then just carry on.
okay,
So yeah, talking about getting into a fight reminds me of certain messages that I've seen from certain someone recently. So yeah, like obviously, guys, you're like we're doing our unhinged section now, and this was one of the messages. Um, I'ma fight you. I'ma fight you, you evil Jadu.
Ooh.
And I'm just like, where is the aggression coming from? We're meant to be like peaceful angels. Like it's not the vibe, you know? Yeah. So that was me. Oh, Praj, what's
Yeah. I'm doing one, and somebody sent a reel of a baby getting their ears pierced, and then sent 7 follow-on messages, which were like, "This baby crying for nothing. I did not cry when I got my ears pierced. That too at 6 months. Question mark, question mark, question mark. Grow up. My baby better not cry, otherwise I'm gonna be like disgrace."
Hmm.
Oh my God, I feel so bad for that baby. I already feel so bad for that baby.
I
Not the
mean,
baby who's getting their ears pierced, the baby who this person is going to have eventually.
I mean, uh, life's hard, deal with it. But
Yeah, sure. Thans, what's the message that you want to read out?
okay, somebody amongst the two people in this call, not me, sent a message called that says, "Go away, you mother stealer." Now, somebody is very aggressive and yeah, very, very protective. And yeah, please guess in the comments who you think send this message. I'm sure you can use stories we've told you in the past, and this is again a second chance for you to prove your loyalty and guess who sent this message and for what reason. We'll give you guys a free Samsung TV for the first. Okay, we'll give you guys
I'm not a part of this giveaway.
And if you were doing giveaways, Android would not be the way to go.
That is
what?
also
What?
that is also true.
Okay, this will be a whole other podcast, this entire debate of iOS versus Android. We'll get to that. But yeah, those were our unhinged messages. And yeah, we hope you learned a little bit about your star signs and what some characteristics of some of the people you know might be. And we hope you enjoyed our podcast and hope to see you for the next one. Until then, bye bye. Bye.
Bye.
So cute.
So if you
Okay.
want to see more adorableness and if you want a face reveal soon, do comment. It might
Wait,
happen.
what? This wasn't discussed. When is the face reveal happening?
Well, I'm running out of avatars. So if after this video we don't get one more subscriber,
Yeah, when
you
did
will
you
never
turn
see
so materialistic?
you will never see Tans again. Just saying. Just one subscriber.